Small reminder before I start my video, please subscribe if you're interested and leave a feedback to help improve my video. That's all. Thanks. Ziablik tries to touch the fog to run his hand over it to feel the pressure. Oh, okay. I'm supposed to click. I thought there's something happening. But the fog just cleared a little, revealing magnificent views of curly cosmic vortex. A precious star gem seems to be glued to the sky. Roach is slowing down. We are here. Ziablik squinted his eyes, searching for at least one living creature in this area. Look around. Ah, interesting. Something seems to be flickering. Look around again. Okay, it's the same. Let's keep going then. The pufferfish drifts slowly, humming something to itself, but then stops and nods ambiguously at a point in space. Be careful with peril. He is really tender. Run as soon as he starts crying. Run? Ziablik shakes his head in a surprise and returns to looking for at least a silhouette of a fish. But nobody is there. Ziablik waves his arms as strongly as he can, giving Roach a sign to swim further, but freeze. Oh, that's a big fish. Big fish indeed. A huge round eye, so strange as if popped out from the worst secret fears. Looking away, sometimes moving the pupil. The eye doesn't blink at all and doesn't seem to notice what is going on. Sometimes the eye seems to fill up with water and sheds tears somewhere into some void that you can really see from behind the lip. What? Ziablik, trembling in fear, wraps his hand around himself and tries to figure out what to do next. Really tender, let's not try touching people. Ziablik hesitantly pokes Roach in the ribs, pointing at the eye. Roach pouts angrily. Can you just talk to him? Okay, fine. Quacks. Roach clears her throat, quacks, and shouts loudly in the direction of the eye. Hero, someone wants to talk to you. Oh my god, Hero is really here. Oh no, Hero is crying. Should we run? The other eye, ahead and a fin, slowly and hesitantly come out of the cloud. A large, sad flounder looks at Ziablik in fear and merges with the surrounding again. Not in the mood to talk to you. Sorry. Points to the shiny dots in the sky, then to the flounder, and again to the dots. Hero sniffs, but does come out of the cloud, appearing before Roach and Ziablik in all his glory. I knew you only come here because of the star. Oh, Hero is crying. You don't need me at all. But I won't give it to you. It is now my best friend, and it has a pretty glow to it. But it didn't make me feel any better. Oh, and he starts crying again. Ziablik covers his eye, shriveling in fear. I think. Insult, what are you trying to do? Try to exchange the star for something. Ziablik hides his hand under the poncho. figuring out what can be exchanged. Ah, the music changed. I think we are in a good path. Something that is similar to a star. What is it? The letters? No, they have to reach the recipient. The sandwich. No at all. We will need it during the trip. The flower. Diablik hesitates but takes out a flower pot, adjusts the petals carefully, and lowering his eyes so that Pero does not see how upset he is, stretches forward the chamomile. That is for you, Pero. Uh-huh. Can it tell me if anyone loves me? If I am not mistaken, this flower tells you if someone loves you, don't they? There is a barely noticeable shine of hope in Pero's eye, a hope for something good among the endless hours of solitude, and Diablik cannot resist it. Diablik slowly nods, lowers his beak, and looks questioningly at Roach, making a strange movement with his hand. Of course, he does not want to give away his flower, and he doesn't want to ruin it even more. But if this is a way to the lady friend, then why not? Roach grunts but still turns towards the flounder. Diablik asks, "So what are we guessing on a chamomile?" Pero looks guiltily at Diablik. Does anyone in this world love me? Maybe, just a little. Diablik nods, hesitantly taking the chamomile by the petal. Oh, Pero, is it Pero? Pero reminds me of some people. There are people out there who thinks nobody loves them. But, you know, perhaps there is someone out there loving you. The petal of the chamomile sways in the cosmic wind. Someone does. Diablik plucks the first petal. Pero wipes away a tear with Diablik's poncho, his eyes shining. No one does. Oh, okay. Someone does. Uh-huh. Diablik, okay. No one does. Everyone hold their breath. Even the cosmos seems to share the monthly trials anxiety. Someone does love you. Diablik stops, looking at the last petal. Someone does. Pero's eyes are filled with tears again, but those aren't the old tears of pain. Those are the tears of relief, joy, and happiness. He looks at Diablik, at Roach, at Diablik again. He is incredibly happy. It feels like another star is born somewhere. It really seems so, until that guiding stars appear as if from nowhere in front of Diablik's nose. Diablik gently picks it up with his hand, presses it to the heart, and lets the flower pot go. The flower floats in the air near Pero, whose smile shines as bright as the star. He is silently not our hero. They understand each other without any words. Diablik waved goodbye all the way, watching the fog, which was really Pero's tear, dissipate. When they are so far away that Pero is not visible anymore, and the sky has changed its color to a softly goldfish, the Roach thanks Ziablik quietly. And then they traveled on. What is that, actually? A letter? I don't understand. Is it an autosave? Oh, what is happening here? Who lives in this part of space? Among the variety of bright planets and cosmic transition woven together, you could see a long, sinuous body swirling around the celestial spheres, visually uniting the scapes, bending with loops and creating a bizarre landscape. And in the distance, there was the creature's head, illuminated by the neon light of the guiding star that she wore as a crown. Ares. Never seen anyone as selfish as she is. Do you want to get a star? Please her. Manage to fool her narcissism. Ziablik pulls the cup over his head, putting hands threateningly on his hips. Ziablik, come on, Ziablik, you can do this. Roach laughs. Well, that is one way to do it. They swim on, peering cautiously ahead. Maybe that is why they didn't notice one of the rings of the fish body stretch out as a giant arc above, while the others cut off the way back, tightening like a rope around a neck. Nowhere to run. Oh, it's a real big L. Oh, I love it. It really looks epic. The eel's long body. Is it L or eel? I think it is an eel. The eel's long body tightened its ring, squeezing space around Ziablik and Roach. Before they knew it, a long head with a sly face appeared right in front of them. The star shining was blinding, missing an end, so you had to bend to see who you are talking to. Hello, Ares. Well, what a cute bird got into my net today. She giggled, covering her mouth with one of her rings, and slowly stretched her tail towards Ziablik. Ziablik jumps back in panic. Oh. No need for panic? Okay then. Be a good boy, don't try to run away or to do anything rude. That will only hurt you. Mommy does not want to use force at all. I'm gonna save here. Okay, let's do nothing. Ziablik puts a hand over Roach's eye, soothingly stroking her head, telling her everything will be fine. It is better to resolve everything peacefully. Looks at Ares confidently and nods. That is better. I love men of honor. They have so much resilience. Ares laughs. Roach swears quietly. She seems to be very uncomfortable. Well, I will be uncomfortable too if I see this kind of creature in this space. Ares grins. She bends her neck in a strange way, and it seems that she isn't just a giant eel, but an ancient, all-powerful dragon. The rays of the star gives Ares and the cosmos around her a touch of mystery. Let's put to a real fine point on it. You need the star, and I need the star. Maybe you need the star even more, for the sake of a great feat, like saving a damsel in distress, or some other stupid things that heroes do. But my point is that I'm not interested in all of your stuff at all. Oh, I missed something. Let's go back. The hero comes to save the princess from the dragon, but he doesn't really care about the princess, so he knocks the dragon down in blood, leaving the princess without a friend and leaving himself without a reward. What a stupid hero. Erin Green's now looks even more predatory. She drowns her lips in a thin line, slightly exposing a set of teeth, long and razor sharp. So make me an offer that I can't refuse, or you can sail back in peace and try to look for antagonists somewhere else. Sorry, sweetie, but your princess is in another castle. Diabolic looks at Roach questioningly, then turns to Ares, moves his hand curiously and points at Ares again. Are you going to exploit my communication skills for much longer? Diabolic smiles glibly. Rumbles then say loudly and clearly. Diabolic has a few questions. What do you like? Ah, okay then. Ares like geometry, tricks, things that she never owned. For example, Roach. Ares chuckles. Roach twitches restlessly. Ares scares her to death. Now what do you want? Nothing, but you can try to surprise me. Interesting. Diabolic scratches his beak thoughtfully. He has some ideas of how to get the star. One had to do something and choose one of the ways. Ah, let's save here. Offer her the letters. Offer her your sandwich. A sandwich? Cheat? What do you mean by cheating? The sandwich? Diabolic timidly pulls out his sandwich. You're hungry? It smells of cheese, salad, and the possibility of a good dinner. Diabolic suddenly throws the sandwich at the eel with all his strength. What? Immediately closing his eyes and covering his head with his hand, as if he is about to be hit. Ares doesn't have any time to react. The edible triangle flies directly into her mouth. Ares grunts angrily. She is about to get rid of the sandwich and swing her tail to hit Diabolic, but suddenly freezes. There's nothing but silence. Diabolic opens one eye and sees Ares astonished. Ah, perfect geometry, yes, triangle. Simple taste, a sandwich. Smooth cut. This is the benchmark for sandwich, the best of all the sandwich in the world. Right texture of fried bad, fresh tomatoes that moisten the mouth, the perfect layer of cheese covers the tongue and slowly dissolves. Her eyes are shining and her whole body is moving, twisting and curling around, touching everything that can be reached. Okay then, so it's a sandwich. This is exactly what I have never had, and now it belongs to me only forever and ever. Take the star, take it away. I don't need it anymore. Diabolic, frightened, reaches out his hand and carefully removes the star from Ares' head. Ares is like those people who try to reach perfection so much that they are always missing something because they never look at the simple things at life. The star in his hand feels like a small warm heart. Ares nods gratefully, smiling so warmly that you either want to run away or choke. But she still lets them go. They float away accompanied by the sounds of roach, laughter, and Aries' aesthetic sights behind. There was only one star left to get. Ah, looks like a battlefield. Chunks of asteroids and planets all around and lit with bright red. Suspiciously quiet. I don't want to be here any longer than it is needed. Diablik nods nervously. Oh, I missed something? Sorry. They carefully look between the parts of the celestial bodies, trying not to touch anything. Sometimes they have to dive down sharply, sometimes they squeeze between the parts of broken asteroids drifting around like dead bodies. Ooh, boom. What the heck? Boom. Oh, it's only a small fish. Among the dust and wreckage there is a little goldfish with incredibly large eyes. Okay. He lifts his fins up in the air and with a war cry crushes a particularly large rock that happened to be in his path. Okay. My name is Khan, screams the fish. One of the crushed rocks suddenly ricochets toward our heroes. Dodge. Hide. Interesting, I'm gonna save again. Let's see, let's hide. Why hide? Let's dodge it. Oh, passes a millimeter away from Diablik's beak. You have the stamina of a warrior and the endurance of a samurai. Oh, the goldfish looks happy, okay then. The goldfish looks boldly into Diablik's eyes, then suddenly throws out the gauntlet at him. Where did the goldfish get the gauntlet from? That is a question we simply have no answer to. But it seems Khan is not doing this for the first time. Oh, it's a challenge of duel. I challenge you to a fight. You have the right to agree, okay. Or to run away like a coward. Then you will curse your entire family with your dishonor, your children, your grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Everyone will know that you lost a fight to a cute little fish like me. Diablik crosses his arms, looking at Khan with great incomprehension. Oh no! What is Diablik thinking? What are you thinking, Diablik? Ah, get ready to defend yourself.
Diablik vs Khan.
Diablik vs Khan. Fight! Khan let out his ritual battle cry. He is thirsty for victory. Intimidate? How? Diablik makes a mean joke about goldfish and their memory that he heard from Roche. Khan is not impressed. Diablik gets -2 HP due to the poor punchline. Khan makes a JoJo pose reference. The level of drama is doubled indeed. A JoJo pose, okay. Diablik is struck to the very heart by the toughness. Finch gets -1 HP. His cup turned out to be tasteless. The umpire strikes back. Diablik gets down on one knee and blows a kiss, launching a combo. Roach begins to serenade the rocks. Khan sobs, begging for mercy. Khan gets -12 HP. His sense of beauty suffered too much damage. Diablik gets +3 HP, cured by Khan's ear. Khan writes angry comment on the internet. His fan base breaks all the pulse of his enemies. Is that's not Twitter, that is Fisher. Oh, that is Twitter. Diablik Twitter account is blocked indefinitely. Diabolic gets minus 0 HP. He is very surprised he had a Twitter account at all. Realize your own capabilities. Diabolic draws the Batman fish sign on the screen. Batman fish appear next to the sign. He is ready to defend Fish Gotham. The fish Joker appears out of nowhere and they both fly into the sunset. Why? This is a good thumbnail. The attack escape. Khan verbally insults Diabolic. Khan is given publicly condemned. Khan gets minus 1 HP. Diabolic earned the power of self-respect. Finish him. Nice. How do you want to end the fight? Distract attention from what? Save here. Okay, let's distract Han's attacking attention or finish him. Okay, let's finish him. With a glance, our winner picks up a small stone, disguised the size of a quail's egg. He is ready to strike the final blow. Oh no, a stone hits him right between the eyes. This is a real victory of good over evil. Your achievement will be celebrated for centuries. Your pride. Hey! You hit me! I've never been hit before. I absolutely do not tolerate senseless violence. What? Okay. No respect, no beer. Oh man. Okay, we find the guiding star. They were battered and completely exhausted. It took a long time to recover. Complaining of flank pain. And still, they got the star. Wait, I'm gonna try to go back. Okay, let's distract his attention then. Diabolic threateningly take the letter from under his poncho and hold them like a fan. His gaze is steady. He is ready to receive the final blow. Oh, Khan. Are this war through its right? How many battles have you survived? The goldfish is completely distracted, aggressively tearing the envelopes and absorbing their content with both his eyes. That will keep him a few minutes. Diabolic examines the landscape. It is finally visible. The star must be somewhere over here. I already know where the star is because we just hit by a giant debris. See? Carefully hidden from our prying eyes. There are almost no letter left. Time to flee. Roach flew off as fast as she could. Diabolic almost lost his cup in surprise. It was a hard day. Skipped it. Our heroes were far away when the male fish spoke. Sorry about your letter. They are just paper though. You can always write more. Diabolic ambiguously shrugged his shoulder. It was a shame to go see his lady friend with his hand empty. At last they were heading in the right direction in the starless darkness. I see. So if you do something good, great, there will be a letter with a love heart on the top right, but if you did something bad, then the heart will be broken. Roach slowly cuts through the cosmic haze towards the point where the journey has begun, telling Diabolic about her work and old acquaintance. The ones they just meet and the one they never see again. Space was slowly changing its color. Ah, beautiful. Red patches appear here and there, reminiscing the epic battle that has just taken place. A fog fell down on them suddenly, and the travelers got lost, with only their intuition to rely on while searching for direction. Sometimes they felt like a parrot big eyes followed them with a heavy stare. Sometimes in the outline of a bizarre constellation, they saw Ares smile. And everything felt like a forgotten dream, an experience in a past life, a story that never really happened. All both of them wanted was to fall asleep for many days, to sleep in advance for the rest of their lives. That was the point of no return. Under Zeblik's cup, the 3 stars tinkled softly, reminding him of the purpose of the entire trip. The colors that had previously seemed bright faded more and more as the traveler drew closer to the darkness. They see less and less stars around, and living creatures they see along the way also disappears. Roach stopped at the border of the darkness, where all paths end. The flow of time had become entirely arbitrary for that moment. Both travelers were trembling with either impatience or fear. Well, here we are. Roach was also terribly worried. Any last word? Testament? Anything else? Zeblik shrinks and hesitantly touched the cup with his hands. Listen, don't be afraid. You did everything you could. You hem and haw, but it's no use crying over spilled stars. And she laughed so hard that her laughter echoed many parsecs away. Zeblik, encouraged, he smiles and lifts the cup. The stars flicker out of the cup, one by one filling the space with light. They move farther and farther away, carrying their radiance as the messenger of the restored path. Beautiful. Space flared up with guiding lights. The mail road, which has been recently deserted, slowly began to fill with light, flaring up, swelling and pulsating like a single living organism. And there's the fish. From the dark depths where all living things were hiding, the male fish appeared and took the restored path, guided by the bright neon star, encouraged to move forward. Hundreds of paper envelopes went back to their recipients to complete the change of communication. A perfect cacophony of emotions and a variety of shapes that Zeblik couldn't ever imagine. Roach smiled, floating forward. She was right in the middle of a stream of amazing color and glittering fish scales of all kinds. Moving forward, she became a part of it. Meeting the Zavid stars one by one and watching them sparkle in the company of other male fish, they continued their way, as if it making it gain. And there you go. Oh, that's a lot of letter. In a moment, somewhere in the distance, right there, where fish flocks were coming, a small planet appeared. Oh, your lady gets a lot of letter, it seems. Wait, I'm gonna take a drink. Reading visual novel aloud is really what do you say? Making you thirsty. It seems to shimmer and glow with strange radiance, warm and homely, unlike other stars. The male fish carefully circled around the planet and descended to its surface, small oasis in the black sands of endless space. Zeblik freezes, not believing his eyes. He is so close now. His dream is already in sight, Let us see. The planet drew him nearer, and not only by gravity or some other incomprehensible laws invented beyond our understanding. It was bewitching. No bigger than Zyoblik asteroid, it was so much greener, brighter, and warmer. As if its atmosphere itself shines and shimmers with different colors. Sorry about that, yeah. A little green meadow where the fish were rushing was filled with motion and cheerful hop-hop, hop-bop. And in the middle, just in the center of the green space, she sat. The lady clapped joyfully as she, surrounded by the fish, played some game that Zyoblik did not know. Now and then she would take breadcrumbs from the pocket of her dress and scatter them like fireworks over her head. Numberless little eyes were watching out for a treat. Everything seems to be beautiful. Zyoblik does not know what to do next. Watches his lady friend with fear from behind Roach's back. She is the one he's dreamed of for months, whose letter he read again and again. They were almost there when the girl saw them and waved at Zyoblik joyfully. Wave back, definitely. Zyoblik, determined, waves back. The lady smiles and laughs, inviting them to come closer. Roach squinted with satisfaction watching the scene. Before Zyoblik could react, Roach arced, strained, pawed, and threw the hero up in the air. Oh no! One male fish rushes toward Zyoblik, offering her back to him. Zyoblik goes down lickety-split. Slow to fall down, and then another fish catches him, and another one, and another, until he reached the surface of the planet and catching the tail of a stingray, carefully jumps down, ending up right in front of the lady friend. Zyoblik takes his cap off chivalrously. The girl stares at Zyoblik, frozen if she doesn't believe what is happening. Then she takes off a wreath made up of all the varieties of plant on her planet and puts it on Zyoblik's head. Welcome home. Happiness and talkativeness return to the male fish with a restored path, and rumors slowly began to reach the most remote corners of space. Rumors about a little heroic Zyoblik, who by the power of friendship, love, and kindness saved the path. The lady friend was not upset at all that her gifts went to the big fish. They told her about the journey that the finch had managed to reach, how he had fought the goldfish, how he had agreed with the owl, how he had caught the flounder, and how the lost guiding star had returned to the sky. She was grateful to Zyoblik. If you ask about Roach, she is doing well. She found her cap and continued working as a male fish. Sometimes she visits Zyoblik, telling news from the vastness that she could only hear and see. Still, someone had to make sure the stars will not disappear again. Oh, now sitting on the planet in the middle of a stream of fish stock, they watch the male fish meeting every dawn and sunrise together, rereading letters they had once written to each other out loud. Out, I think. They didn't have to count the hours before an answer arrives or wait for a male fish. They could feel each other's warm hands anytime. That is beautiful. Adorable. Game by Anna Ronshina, Siravima Slezarevska. Okay. Script Edition, Mariana Dubiana, Orban Olena, Yulek Nethai. Music, Andrew Oliverenko, Blair Moon, Sergei Semiskov, Vlad. I did not manage to read that. Translation, Chips Santa, Ains Ivan Kuldunov. Thanks for playing our game. It was beautiful. I love it. Okay, that was one kind of nice story that we have read about a bird traveling the fast amount of space to travel to his love on the other side of the stars, helping others on the way. It is beautiful. I love it. The art, the writing, the music, the symbolism behind the story. Small bird. Yeah, Ziablik is a small bird who has a really big heart. So yeah, that's all for Small Bird. I thought it will be only 40 minutes or 30 minutes or 40 at most, but apparently it's been an hour. So that's all for Small Bird. See you later in my next video then. Bye bye.